Well, Realm Rampage is making a comeback. We all saw it and we all waited for it, but what was it? With its Part 1 update bringing back the old Goku kit, a new category mastery base, fusion, motorcycles, and other things that will lead up to the Part 2 update, there's going to be a revival for the game with so much promised potential. Sounds familiar. How did people like the first update in the first place? Not great, to say the least. Yeah, bugs, minimal content, and whatnot. People were disappointed. Personally, I didn't care. Pretty happy for the old Goku kit, but I didn't mind the update. It was okay. But what's this video? Well, I do like spending time on this game. I like the action and destruction. However, I want to chip in my 2 cents and suggest ideas I have come up with, along with the help of other members and testers I messaged personally, just to get our voice heard and show what we're talking about visually with the video. Will this video be recognized in the Part 2 update? No. Not until post-update, I assume. I'm not sure when it'll come out, but will this video be seen? I hope so. And also, quick disclaimer, if you don't like the suggestions, don't be grumpy about it. Comment about it and say what you think, or give your own suggestions. Interact with the actual community so suggestions can get heard more, because that's what people feel like. People feel like the developers aren't listening to them, and that's what they were complaining about, specifically with Goku, even though I thought it's fine, but what do I know? I'm just making the video. One thing I do believe should get worked on is the sound volume setting. It does function as intended, however, there are some variables that are unaltered or not affected by it. It goes for rails, domains, ultimate music, or even the sounds your cursor makes going over the HUD buttons.
Kanchigai suru na. 勘違いするな。俺が守る。俺が守る。
Obviously, it does work in most cases, but it just doesn't account for everything. Which, in the near future, I hope it does. I'm tired of joining the game and bleeding from my ears every time I ride the rails to the center of the map. This suggestion is personally something I would love to see for quite a few reasons. The whole gimmick for Realm Rampage is destruction, and that brings debris. There have been quite a few times where I literally got stuck in said debris and end up dying to that stupid controller lock Madara who cooked me. I would love to see a burst effect that shakes off debris and one that fits for each character in their own way, like their own style. Albeit, I did it more than once, but you get the idea. The burst in question can definitely be more powerful. Powerful like wider burst AoE to launch debris, and be a feature like an evasive or wall mount, so it has its own cooldown. I imagine the way to use it is if your character detects blocks or debris on its head and shoulders, pressing E or even Q, it wouldn't matter, it's up to the developers if they take this suggestion, would activate the burst, and it would have about a 10-15 second cooldown. Alright, so this is the most tedious suggestion, only because there are so many variables that can take play. It's a very meticulous idea, and it's all about destruction physics. For starters, you hate it when you down slam somebody and they drop to the subway. Super annoying. Wouldn't it be awesome if they couldn't fall through the floor, especially for moves that realistically wouldn't cause someone to fall through the floor, like Goku's Dragon Throw compared to Sukuna's Demonic Charge? I had to think about this idea very carefully and asked multiple people because there were really so many items to play. However, what seemed to come to mind best was ragdoll velocity or the power of the moves. It just makes more sense for something like Eruption Mochi to tear through buildings and floors rather than just 4 M1s causing you to make your opponent fall through the floor. A problem, however, is the 4 M1s themselves. Noah, aren't you supposed to be able to destroy walls with 4 M1s? How else could you catch runners or run away yourself? In my opinion, I feel like a simple solution for that would having to be land 4 M1s on a structure, rather than the 4th M1 being the destroying punch, like more durability to a wall. But then again, some people said destruction isn't that much of a problem, it's the map itself. And honestly, yeah. The map is actually kind of small considering how many moves cause so much destruction. Games like Jujutsu Shenanigans, for example, have a small map because there's not that many moves that cause such levels of destruction. Yeah, no, I was wrong. Jujutsu Shenanigans does have a small map, but that's not the main map. The map you actually play on is fairly sized with an underground, and just when I was about to stop recording a reaction of the map and other maps, I found out it has a sewer system too. I haven't played the game in a while, so color me surprised, but not to mention the other maps built into it. Some of them don't even need to be there, like the Sideways Tower one. That's just there to be a straight up flex. Hey, we got ginormous, well-designed maps, buddy. What do you have to say about that? Not to mention the fact I had to go to the roulette game mode to get at least some of the other maps you could fight on. Like, this is insane. I couldn't even load into ranked in Realm Rampage to show you guys the ranked map, but I'm still assuming it's the old bus map. That's why I'm going to use this screenshot. Okay, well, post-editing note is over. I was wrong, my bad. I'll take the L on that one. Jujutsu Shenanigans humbled me. That's my fault. I'll give you a quick challenge. There are 3 images, and I want you to tell me each move that caused them. But, fair warning, the last one is impossible. You'll never know. Locked in your answers? Spirit Bomb, Fuga, and the one you never expect, Horn Sero. Oh, and there's like a whole lot more quality of life things they gotta look into. Right-clicking setting modules to go backwards so you don't have to cycle through the whole thing again. Spawn animations, minigames too, just to spice the game up a bit. Anti-teaming system, that's an important one. Maybe do something like Fatal Battlegrounds where you start throwing hands for everybody if it detects more than one damage source. Each with their own style, of course. So Goku would definitely have an animation like when he was fighting Khalifa and Kale. Sukuna, I imagine, would give one guy Maharaga treatment and then toss the other dude by the face or something.
The list goes on for like each character. Definitely more variants for moves, and yeah, that's good. That really sets up more combos. Less kills required for skins. That's absolutely a must thing to do. Make it like 150 or 200 or something. 500 is absurd. That's why people call Realm Rampage a cash grab, because 2 skins for 1,000 kills is diabolical.
Dante knows what he's talking about. He's got crazy good suggestions, especially for like actual characters like Katakuri. Also, please get rid of the ability to reset during domains or like any other ultimate move. It's so annoying when you're fighting someone and they chicken out. It ruins everything. Add like a countdown to resetting, like 2. We're at the part of the video where we could start talking about actual suggestions for characters, like buffs and nerfs, reworks, and going as far as new moves. Earlier, about Dante and Katakuri, he made a great suggestion talking about a new third move for the Mastery, and it's called Sticky Floor. You will step on the ground, behind will come a wave of mochi. If it hits the opponent, they will be stunned, and in the end, the mochi will explode. Had to find a video of this reference, but yeah, it's a very interesting suggestion and a good one at that. It's one of those moves where you can actually interact with the environment and not just be strictly for combat. It's a very great idea. A few more great ideas involve Goku, ranging from reworking his Mastered Ultra Instinct moves to straight up replacing him for Daima's Super Saiyan 4. I'd love to see that personally, it's my favorite form, and I got it from GT, but Daima's also great. For starters, the idea to renew Mastered Ultra Instinct's Clash move is, yeah, he never did it. He never did a Spirit Bomb. It doesn't make sense. However, the thing is, with this person's reference from the game, I don't think it's special enough. That's just my opinion though. I want to see him with giant energy form, like from the manga. That would be awesome. And it would rival Madara's Susanoo form. But going back to the idea about Super Saiyan 4 Mastery, this guy actually came up with a moveset idea. And my personal favorite move from that is Dragon Fist, callback to GT. While we are on the topic of Goku, I genuinely want to see an R special rework. There are quite a few problems with it, like his inability to teleport upwards unless it's an air combo, and it goes based off people closest to him in his peripheral. His air Kamehameha variant is buggy, and I'd love to see him have the ability to teleport behind someone if he turns around, kind of like Gojo from Jujutsu Shenanigans. The only good thing about it is he can teleport through building walls, but that's about it. Moving on from the Goku rant, we've been on a roll with nothing but great suggestions, and it's genuinely about to get better. This guy, who is so bored of Dio, chose to make an entire Trello about a rework. A Trello, like with gifts, descriptions, even damages and cooldowns. This guy took it to the next level, and what my favorite thing about all of it, it's the R special. I love the idea of different movesets whether or not his stand is out or not. Super creative and really fitting for Dio. Not to mention the second ult move, Gut Ripper. Albeit I do think it should be a little less damage, like 65%, but it's still very cool. Alright, the next villain, Sukuna. While I haven't really been talking about buffs and nerfs like I promised, Sukuna definitely needs his moment. His most dreaded and despicable combo is his domain and carbon combination. It melts your health faster than all get out. Like this person here, she was also in her ultimate, and the worst part is, she was a good player. I was fighting her to get my ultimate, and she was very smart, knew what she was doing. Oh well, doesn't matter. Did the good old 3-4 combo on her and topped it off with 2. Demonic Charge. Right off the bat, it goes without saying, Sukuna's domain should be open, not closed. At least then you have a chance to escape. Now, truthfully, I think the second phase of Carbon Combination should be blockable. It makes sense when you start swiping at their feet for them to ragdoll, but when he turns into cleaves, I think that's a good time to evasive and block. As for all the buffs and nerfs I mentioned, it's just a really long list. It's not worth going over every minute detail, otherwise this video would be up to like 20 minutes. But for those who still want to see, just pause the video and read. The underlined ones are the ones I feel are most important for the character, nerf or buff, and friendly reminder, these are things I personally think would benefit the game as well. If you think otherwise, just comment about it up below. The whole point of this video was to get more suggestive interaction from Realm Rampage. Well, there it was. My first info video ever made, and I hope it was made well. Everyone has great ideas for this game, it's just we need to listen to them more. I do hope the developers enjoyed it, and if they don't already, they're seriously missing out on the suggestions channel. People are seriously cooking there. But, other than that, that's it. Later.